Hey, what's up YouTube? Luke the Window Cleaner. Our shop. I'm going to show you our little shop here, how we organize it, and the tools that we use in our window cleaning business. Okay, so first up, this is our water-fed section right here. We've got 2 backups of DI resin. Actually, we're going to deplete one whole bag here. This resin tank is blown, and I just haven't gotten around to filling it because we're usually using the Xero here right now. Let me explain how this is set up real fast. There's actually another video on this setup. There's going to be a little eye that pops up over here in the corner. That will be a link to this video. But quickly, this is a 3/4 cubic DI tank. There is a carbon filter, which isn't really necessary. It's not going to benefit you at all. I was messing around, seeing if it would help prolong the life of the resin, and it didn't really seem to do that. So I don't suggest getting a carbon filter for your DI tank. This is just an electrical cord reel hooked up to our dolly. This is about 100 foot of tubing. Here's the end coupler that fits into the quick connect on the inlet of the DI tank, or I'm sorry, on the outlet of the DI tank. For you new guys and gals that are getting into the trade, a DI tank will work just fine for water-fed pole work. The rule of thumb though, I'd say if you're really anywhere above 300 TDS, that is all of the minerals and garbage that's in your water. If you're above that, you will want to switch to a RODI system. Our water here runs around 300 to 400. So what I would say to do is look at your resin cost for a whole year. If it's more than what it would cost to purchase a 3-stage system, then purchase the 3-stage system. But that's kind of how I would suggest that. Jersey Josh at Window Cleaning Resource and John Lee or Alex are all sales representatives, and they are fantastic at walking people through, you know, the intricacies of pure water systems and when you should switch from just resin to RODI. If you have any questions, I'll leave a link below to Window Cleaning Resource, and you can always message them and ask them as well. This is the Xero here. So this is a 3-stage system. This one has a carbon filter. This is the RO membrane housing right here, and this is the DI tank. How this works: water runs through the carbon filter, then it goes through the RO, which does 90% of the filtration. So that's taking away 90% of the impurities of the water. Then it runs that through the DI tank. So the whole purpose of this is this canister is doing most of the work, so it's going to prolong the life of the DI. The DI is what's going to polish off the water coming out. RODIs tend to have a little bit less pressure than just running a DI. So if you run into a situation where you have low pressure, you can always bypass the RO and just run straight DI, which is a really great feature. I haven't had to do that too many times with the Xero here, but if you have to, it's very simple. Moving on to the carbon fiber poles. So these are our carbon fiber poles that we own. We'll kind of just start top to bottom. This is the Xero Ultimate 40 carbon fiber 40-foot pole. This has really become one of my go-to poles. It's so light. This pole weighs in at about 4 pounds. I can't say enough good things about this. I can pretty much take it with me in a day of work, and whatever's thrown at me, I can tackle it with that pole. A lot of guys say, why are you using a 40-foot pole for a 2nd-story home? I just take it with me because no matter what it is, I can tackle it with that pole for the most part, unless I've got some crazy tall building. So it's just kind of nice having something like this here. And the collapsed length of this makes it comfortable for cleaning 2nd-story, even 1st-story work as well. The second pull down, this is the Xero Pro 30. This is the difference between these two poles. Well, obviously this one's 40 foot and this one's 30 foot, but this is a high modulus carbon fiber. So this is a better quality carbon fiber. I don't know if you can even tell, it's kind of got almost like a silver shine to it versus just this black. This is just a carbon fiber pole. This is a real basic carbon fiber pole, but at the price, you just can't beat it. One of my favorite thing about the Xeros 2 are the clamps. The clamps just, they're easy to function, they're non-pinching, and they just work right. Next is the Tucker. This is a Tucker carbon fiber pole. Really like the Tucker. This is probably going to be our employees' go-to pole. I'll drop a section here for you. This is the 35 foot. And then you can drop a section. You can drop as many sections as you want or add sections. That's what's awesome about this pole. It can really build, you can build this pole with your company. But the only thing about this pole is it's a little on the heavy side. It's always like give and take with water-fed poles. So like the Xero Ultimate is extremely light, but it's got more flex, I'd say, than the Tucker. So it's like give and take, whatever you want. You know, whatever your personal preference is. If you want an extremely rigid pole, go with a Tucker. But it's got pinching clamps. The clamps I found they can be kind of difficult to operate. It's not nearly as smooth as the clamps on my Xero. But all in all, this pole is built like a tank. It's amazing for, like, this would be amazing for commercial work. Especially if you've got to build up to, say, like, I think these will go up to 80 feet. So there's so many benefits of having a Tucker, especially for employees. The next pole is the Unger Nlite. This is just a high-quality pole. When I talk about a high-quality, well-thought-out made pole, I always, Unger Nlite always comes to mind. The Unger Nlite is a little bit different though. So the extension, so you'll see how the extensions add to this. You just sleeve them right on. The extension for the Unger Nlite, it's got this bumper cap, which is really smart to protect the bottom of your pole. But then this extension feeds in through here. I have to extend the rest of the pole. So that's a little weird. That's one thing I didn't like about the Unger Nlite. But the idea is, with that extension, you never get a bulky pole like one of these. It's always the same length, which is kind of cool. But a high quality, rigid pole is the Unger Nlite. It's going to be a little bit more costly than some of the other poles, but this is just such a well-made pole. Anyways, moving on. This is the Unger Stingray. I keep all of my sections right here, and then here's the guy right here. It is useful if you know how to use it and when to use it. I would never use this on really dirty windows. Interior maintenance cleans, mirrors, high-up windows, say that you're cleaning every 6 months, sometimes even once a year. This is awesome instead of getting out the traditional squeegee and mop. I gotta find a home for this guy. I just got this sign together. I get this locally. This is a metal sign. Board right here. We'll put this in front of houses when we're cleaning them, and then we take it with us. So anyways, and then right behind us here we have all of our ladders. We actually have 3 of the Gorilla ladders. One I keep on the truck all the time. That's the residential ladder. When we have residential days, we'll take the big articulating ladder and another small one. The reason we take 2, one will be an outside ladder so we can get as muddy as we want it and as nasty as we want, and the one on the truck is just for interior work. If you clean a lot of residential, you don't want to be taking your ladder from inside to outside and vice versa. This one right here is just kind of an extra, and it doubles as our storm easel. The Aztec screen washer, and then this is the old storm easel right here. Right next to the water-fed poles, this is all of the extra accessories for water-fed. In this box here is just a bunch of random fittings. I think I've got some Stingray solution, goosenecks, carbon filters, just different fittings and extra stuff for water-fed right there. This is kind of disorganized. We've got lots of extra rubber from our friends at Moreman here. Oh, these are the Moreman toolboxes, the toolbox experience for Moreman with the snapper handles. Anyways, this is where we keep all of our water-fed pole hose and any kind of hoses. We use the lay flat hose, and we get these in 50-foot sections, wrap them up in electrical cord reels, and we can just grab them and go. This is our water-fed pole tubing right here. This is about 80 foot, and we always keep it round up on this this electrical cord spool. We got some extra water-fed pole tubings here. Oh man, we got quite a bit. So mine actually changed with this red now that we've rebranded to Luke the Window Cleaner. That red's kind of fun. These cool, fun colors here. This is all Xero hose. Most of it here. This yellow, this red, this blue. That's all Xero hose right there, and it comes in really cool, fun colors. Some brushes that we have here. We keep all of our brushes on the bottom. Got some Unger. Well, that one's seen better days. Got some Unger boar's hair brushes. This is an 18-inch, I believe, and a 12-inch, I think. And then we've got a hybrid brush, a Tucker hybrid. This is a Phoenix brush. There's a Northern Light brush. Some kind of crap brush. And another dual trim pencil and fan jetted Tucker brush. This is the one we're slapping on the pole right now, kind of our go-to brush. Another Tucker brush. This is a DA Components bronze wool pad holder. Huge fan of these. And then up here you'll see we keep our big 32-foot extension ladder, which is kind of a nice spot to keep him. This is also where we've got one of our storm easels. If you watch our videos, our other storm easel flew out of the truck the other day, so we gotta get a new one. Okay, so moving on. And so for the traditional stuff, both trucks are already loaded down with some of this already in there. This is just kind of backups of everything. So we'll just kind of go through this here. We've got some steel wool, Quad Zero steel wool for tough debris. We've got some Unger rubber and some Ettore rubber. These are some carbon blades as a backup. We always use stainless steel, but I think we kind of ran into a shortage there or something, so we got some of these. Some of these white pads that Steve-O talks about a lot. I'm not a huge fan of them, but we're thinking about switching to these for the employees. It'll kind of keep down costs on steel wool. More Moreman rubber. Lots of different squirt bottles and soaps. This is just a variety. We've got some Glass Gleam here. We've got some Glass Gleam Glide. We've got some of the Moreman Squeeze Deluxe. Just different squirty bottles here for the employees. Some test soap we were trying out for Moreman. Dawn, that's our real go-to. We'll buy usually big things of Dawn, carry in the trucks. We'll keep some backups in here. Some Stingray pads and those little, you know, the Unger Doodle Bugs. These are some backup washer sleeves for that. Lots of sleeves I've collected over the years here. Tons of sleeves. Some test sleeves I was messing around with. This is for the High Flyer. I still haven't had time to really like perfect this, but I hate how the Wagtail pads don't hold enough water. So I've been kind of testing adding a bigger sleeve for them. These are some drop cloths, so if we're doing like tint removal or we need to really catch a lot of some debris inside somewhere, we've got these big drop cloths. We've got two different tubs here, one for detail cloths and one for extra microfibers and just mop up or like, you know, clean up cloths right in here. Oh man, down here, this is the kind of random. This is like razors, handles, and squeegee channels. So, oh boy, we've really collected something here over the years. This is the very first accelerator that was ever sent to me in the test out. You see my initials here. So this thing got used a ton. And when guys tell me they break these, this is the original one. If you can't tell, I used the crap out of this thing and it's still going strong. I forgot why I switched. I got a new accelerator handle, so I switched. My old Wagtail, God, they have so many of them. Which one is this? The Combi, my old Combi right here that I modded. Old washer sleeve. This is the Slimline that I had modded right there. Oh, my High Flyer, I just don't particularly like. I think I've messed it up, but got channels in here and handles galore. T-bars, all kinds of good stuff. So if we need any of that, that's where the employees come to get their extra stuff. We've got this is a handheld vacuum here for doing tracks and sills. This is where we store our dirty towels. Once those are clean, which they need to be today, we'll put those back there with clean towels. Some gutter cleaning tools. We keep all of our tool belts and milk crates like this right here. Probably need to add an extra shelf. We've got 2 of them already loaded in the trucks. This is our employees right here. So now that we have the employee, we set up, so we have keys to our restaurants, and then on these keys with our special instructions for each restaurant. So he grabs those with his work order each day. And this is where his work order is. Well, he'll have his mileage log, his calendar, and invoices, business cards. And this is for the employee to keep each day. And his work order will be there and all that good jazz. So he takes that with him. And then at the end of the day, he does a deposit sheet right here. So we track and record all of that. And all of these systems are still getting kind of fine-tuned as we, you know, get into the rhythm of having an employee and sending them out for route work. So guys, that's about it. The only thing I need to do, I really need to add an inventory sheet. That's something I haven't had time to do, but we'll add an inventory sheet here and inventory everything we have, and then there'll be a sign out sheet. So when the employee or employees take the items, we'll track what they take versus, you know, what they bring back. And of course, we'll have to charge for missing items and things like that. So, and they'll have a standard storefront residential item list that they'll take with them every single day, and we'll require them for them to bring those back. So, yeah, that's my little shop. Guys, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share the video, and tune back in for another Window Cleaning Wednesday. Thanks. Bye.